You're watching Xanova, your daily source for TV drama updates and predictions. Hey General Hospital fans, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're jumping into a brand new prediction edition, and let me tell you, the upcoming week in Port Charles looks like it's going to be absolutely explosive. We're talking about major twists ahead. From Alexis making some game-changing moves in court, to Jordan potentially spilling some massive secrets, and even a few surprising holiday romance possibilities that could shake everything up. If you love digging into GH predictions, breakdowns, and all the juicy spoilers, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update from Xanova. Alright, let's not waste another second. Let's jump right into our first big prediction. Our first prediction centers on a character who always seems to be in the right place at the right time. Or maybe the wrong one, depending on your perspective, Martin Gray. We're re-predicting that Martin is about to reveal some crucial information that could completely turn the tables for Alexis in court. As we know, Willow's trial is in full swing, and things are getting tense. Spoilers for Tuesday reveal that Alexis is set to receive some brand new information, just as Chase gets some troubling news of his own. By the middle of the week, the family starts to feel a glimmer of hope. And then by Friday, we see Willow trying to convince Drew to change his stance on something. Now, let's rewind to last week. Remember that conversation between Michael and Tracy? They were discussing the events from the night Drew was shot, and honestly, the way Michael was talking sounded more than a little suspicious. He was being cagey, and it raised a lot of red flags. Well, we know that conversation was overheard, and all signs are pointing directly to Martin being the one who was listening in. Martin already has a strong dislike for Tracy, so he has the motivation. Plus, he is smart enough to know that helping Drew out of this mess could earn him a major favor down the line. Of course, there is a complication. Since Martin is Drew's lawyer, he can't just get on the stand and testify about what he heard due to attorney-client privilege. But that doesn't mean the information is useless. He could easily use what he knows to subtly guide Alexis in the right direction, pointing her toward a line of questioning or a piece of evidence she might have otherwise missed. He could feed her just enough to blow the prosecution's case wide open without ever breaking his legal obligations. There's another possibility here, too. What if new security footage suddenly... we know the initial investigation wasn't exactly perfect. If another camera angle or some previously overlooked footage places Michael near Drew's house on the night of the shooting, that would introduce massive, reasonable doubt. It would completely weaken the case against Willow and shift the entire focus of the trial. Frankly, between Willow and Michael, I still think Sidwell feels like a much more likely suspect. His motives are unclear, but his presence looms over this whole situation. Either way, new information is coming, and it's going to change everything. Moving on to our second prediction, it looks like someone is going to need a hero, and Jason Morgan might just be stepping up to the plate. We re-predicting that Jason is about to swoop in and save both Britt and Brad from a very embarrassing and potentially legal mess. Monday's spoilers show Britt trying to claim that a recent incident was all just a big misunderstanding. But we, the viewers, know better. We saw what happened last week with that dine-and-dash fiasco. Both Britt and Brad assumed the other person was going to pay the bill at the cafe, and in the end, neither of them did. Now, they're facing the consequences. Facing potential legal trouble over a skipped bill is not exactly a good look for a doctor and a lab manager. Britt, realizing she's in over her head, is probably going to do what she often does when she needs help. Reach out to Jason. Despite their complicated history and all the drama that's gone down between them, it's crystal clear that Jason still cares about her. There's a deep connection there that hasn't gone away. So, if Britt makes that call, you can bet Jason will show up. He'll handle the situation with his usual quiet efficiency. He'll pay the bill, smooth things over with the cafe owner, and likely convince them to drop any and all charges. It's a classic Jason move. But this isn't just about solving a problem. This act of saving Britt could have a much bigger impact. It could seriously soften her perspective on him, reminding her that he's someone she can rely on, no matter what. And with that renewed trust and gratitude, who knows? It might just be the spark that ignites another romantic moment between them. The chemistry is there, and this could be the perfect catalyst to bring it back to the surface. Alright, let's talk about our third prediction, which has a festive holiday twist. We are predicting a very unexpected pairing for the holidays. Carly and Valentine spending Christmas together. The official spoilers for Christmas Eve tell us that while most of Port Charles is celebrating, Carly is going to take a big risk. We also know that Donna will likely be spending time with Sunny or elsewhere with family, which could leave Carly feeling particularly alone during a time that's all about togetherness. And who might she find herself alone with? None other than Valentine Cassadine. Valentine has been circling Carly's orbit for a while now. He's been issuing warnings, trying to make her see who she can and cannot trust, and pointing out the dangers of the people she's aligning herself with. He's been playing the role of a cautionary voice in her life. Now, imagine the two of them, perhaps at the Metro Court, with holiday emotions running high. A few shared drinks, some quiet, reflective conversation. It's the perfect setup for them to get closer. There's a certain vulnerability that comes with the holidays, and it could lead them to see each other in a completely new light. There's also some behind-the-scenes buzz that the actors Wright and James Patrick Stuart really enjoyed working together and are excited about the possibility of exploring this pairing, so the chemistry is definitely there. Plus, let's be real, this is Carly we're talking about. Getting closer to Valentine wouldn't just be about finding comfort. It could also be a strategic move. It could be her way of getting back at someone else, proving a point, or even gathering information. A Carly and Valentine connection would be messy, complicated, and absolutely fascinating to watch. For our fourth prediction, we're refocusing on someone who has a really hard time minding her own business. Jordan Ashford. Our prediction is simple. Jordan Kuina keep her mouth shut and is going to spill Portia's secret to Curtis. Spoilers for early in the week say that Curtis will receive some updates, while Portia confides in her friend Ava. Then, later in the week, Jordan notices something that immediately catches her attention. We know what that's about. Portia has been secretly hiding her growing connection with Isaiah while she waits for the results of a DNA test to come back. She's trying to handle this delicately. She doesn't want to hurt Curtis, and she definitely doesn't want to cause any more drama for Trina. But Jordan has a long and storied history of inserting herself where she doesn't belong. It's practically her signature move. If she gets even the slightest hint that Portia's seeing someone else, maybe, she sees them together, or overhears a conversation, she is 100% likely to run straight to Curtis and tell him everything she suspects. The irony, of course, is that Jordan is the queen of keeping her own secrets, like that whole mess with but that never seems to stop her from exposing everyone else's. When she tells Curtis, and we're pretty sure she will, you can expect some serious emotional fallout. Curtis will feel betrayed, Portia will be furious, and it will create a massive new wave of drama for everyone involved. And that brings us to our fifth and final prediction for the week. This one involves the ever-scheming Sidwell and his tightening grip on Mayor Laura Collins. We are predicting that Sidwell is going to force Laura directly into the spotlight to serve his own agenda. We know Sidwell is hosting a big, high-profile party, and he has already demonstrated that he gets a thrill out of controlling people in powerful positions. He's already pressured Laura before, and he's definitely not the type to back down now. In fact, he's probably just getting started. We think he's going to insist that Laura attend his event, but it won't just be about having the mayor on his guest list. He'll likely take it a step further, possibly forcing her to get up on a stage and publicly endorse his business moves in front of the press and the city's elite. He wants to use her credibility and her position to legitimize his own shady dealings. Laura will be trapped. If she refuses, he could expose something or create a political nightmare for her. Sidwell is playing a dangerous game of chess, and he sees Laura as his most valuable piece. He won't let go of that leverage until he has used her influence to its absolute fullest extent. Laura is in a very tight spot, and it's about to get a lot more public and a lot more uncomfortable. And that's a wrap on our predictions for this week. It looks like we're in for a wild ride with courtroom bombshells, surprise rescues, and holiday drama. Thanks for watching. If you love General Hospital predictions, spoilers, and deep dives, like this one, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you're always the first to know. More twists are just around the corner, and you can be sure we'll be right here breaking it all down for you. See you next time.